Again, passive, progressive, kind of taking her a little deeper each time. If you had a salve, you could use your knuckles and just sort of slide along here, or even again, water can work, or a little oil. You can slide along here. You can thumb here into the traps, and one hand, the thumb on the trap, sort of on the knotty part of the trap where you feel, and then the fingers pulling at the base of the skull, and it gives a little a myofascial stretch there. Yeah. Good. And then I'll turn her head, bringing the left ear toward the left shoulder for a lateral flexion. And again, no need to overstretch, but just enough. First I do here, and then I'll take this left hand in a loose fist and just below the collarbone, just above the breast tissue, starting to get into some of the attachments around there. And then slowly, really slowly, roll the head back to center. It feels almost hypnotic when you move the head really slowly. And then a little transitional integrative stroke along the back of the neck. You can give a little finger press up along each side of the cervical spine, and then just carry that through the whole head, as if you're just drawing the energy out through the top of the head. And then the same thing on the other side. Now generally I like to, since this right side is open, and we know that, now we just like keep that opening, and then open the left side. And you might do it a couple times to coax the left side open. Then I'll move that right shoulder away. Right hand comes to the base of her skull, left hand to the top of her shoulder. And just moving those hands in opposite directions. And I'm just leaning side to side. And again, you might hold here, have her breathe into the left shoulder, exhale the tension down and out through the right arm and hand. Give the energy a place to go. Good, you could stroke here, a little salve or water. Using the thumb at the knotty traps there, and then holding that thumb pressure as you rock a little side to side, carrying the base of the skull away from that thumb pressure. And you'll usually feel the tissue lengthening between those 2 points. Then you can also finger circle here. This is a nice place to finger circle. So I'm just leaning back. Good. Sometimes I'll take my thumb in there and roll her head into my thumb a little bit in a circular motion. My elbow's up against my knee, so I'm fully supported and braced and held as I'm holding her. And I'll turn her head, bringing right ear to right shoulder for a lateral flexion stretch. And again, I'm cupping her shoulder so it doesn't feel bony, bone to bone. It's the fleshy part of my hand. Both my hands moving away from each other. And then I can take a loose fist and bring it just above the breast tissue, just below the clavicle. Sometimes I'll come in with a thumb around here. Just circle a little bit or hold. Pin and stretch a little bit. Good. Again, an integrative stroke. And then maybe just a little pressure here on the chest, away from the chin, the heel of my hands in the hollows just below the clavicle, above the breast tissue. You could also use fists and come into a little rocking motion, freeing up any tension there in the pecs. And then again, hands on the shoulders. You can give a little squeeze to the traps here. And then again, lengthen the neck. Let your hands slide along each side of the cervical spine all the way up to the crown. And then we'll just do a little third eye strokes. Thumbs together, fingers around near the temples. And I usually start coming first down to the crown and giving a little bit of what would you call this, like spider fingers massage. The thumbs making their way down this line and the fingers circling here. And then coming out across the brow toward the temples and not being too firm on the temples, but just enough. You can do the ears, give a little squeeze to the earlobes, being careful of earrings, and coming out and pulling the ears a little away from each other. Yeah. Sometimes when there's some jaw tension, it's nice to just take the fingers right into the ears. You're not digging them deep in the ear, just around the outer part of the opening, and just giving a little bit of circling kind of up toward you, away from their shoulders. Yeah, and then again pulling out. And then you can give a little scalp massage. So I'll just, can I untie your hair?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Usually people love this. Helps to free up mental tension. Again, my elbows are in close to my rib cage, and I'm just rocking forward and back. My heart's open. My thumbs circle the temples a little bit. I might slide under through the back of the skull and drag my fingers and circle them around the back of the skull. So you could spend some time with that. And then just sort of pulling the hair gently. Sometimes I'll slide the fingers down and pull, just like combing